Desktop, desktop, desktop. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Good stuff, he's rolling. Okay, welcome to the stream. And today actually what I gotta do is, let me pull this up. Let me pull rooms up. Now, from right here, 11. Okay, so 11 through 19. Much you knew about Quicksilver, the Gnome Kingdom, Tearing the Skies was 13. 14 is Back to the Mines, which used to be 15. 16 is the Totem of Leadership, which is the Werewolf Hills. 15. 16, Search for the Vacate Princesses. 17, John finds a good book. 18, Shadowlands. I need to see if John lands a date. I'm gonna see if in the old rooms function bump chapters. What does bump chapters do? Helpers, chapter number, scan room files, file name to ID, room ID map. I think this is actually the right thing here. Not sure though. Date doors. C and new ID. Place C. No, I don't think this is the right ones though here. Okay. I don't think I have the maybe if I would have chapters. Select all. Copy. Okay, so I'm gonna go into the oldie chat GPT. I'm gonna ask it if it can tell me what it does. I mean, I can I kind of gathered what it does, sort of, but I don't remember exactly. Okay. Still wondering about. Okay. So I have. Okay. Today is Wednesday, February 25th, 2026. I have a Python script that I'm not sure what it does. I had you or some other chatbot write me a script to do some rejiggering of the JSON files, but I can't remember exactly what this does, even though it has some comments. It's getting sluggish. Should get sluggish in the chat part of it. That's the one thing that I don't get. The conversation could get sluggish, but they shouldn't do that when I chat. Replaces every room's internal ID with its file name. Renumbers chapter and text. Inside titles and descriptions. Automatically rewires doors so chapters flow correctly. Renames metadata files to match the new IDs. You can freely rename, renumber chapter files, and then run the script to clean up the mess. Again, all playable rooms files, but ignores metadata. Then for each file, requires app install. Interesting. No, I'm not interested in that right just yet. Finds playable room files, but ignores metadata. Then for each file, your room JSON used to have an ID inside it. You probably renamed the file. This set forces internal ID to match the file name. Stores the map. Okay, that's what I thought. Lump chapters. Build this. Oh, so new. Okay. Okay. If I had remembered it was there, I wouldn't have manually renamed anything. Actually, it's using the file name to reorder to readjust the internals, right? Safe workflow, the one thing to remember. Okay, I renamed all the files. In fact, I renamed all the meta files as well. So I should be able to just run this and it should fix. Okay, going to do a run and I'll report back. So we continue with the rest of the chapter's story beats. Okay, all right, so old rooms. Let's copy. We're going to do a copy first before actually replacing anything. So we are going to copy all these files. Copy. And we're not going to worry about the metadata files because I already did those, which is fine. Rooms. Paste. Okay, let's do... All right. Bump chapters. Okay. Open terminal. Bump 3. Bump chapters.py. And we'll see what happens. It says says complete. All right, let's see if it did that. Let's just see if it does. O11 T1P0. Okay. Let's check 15s. And I'm going to actually open all of these with the text editor. Totem leadership, P0, the totem leadership. Well, that's wrong to start with, but let's see if it fixes the other ones. I can fix the deal here. Nope, it did not. Taking the deadly turn. Taking care of Wrath. Huh. P4. Okay. It did not work. All right. So it didn't seem to update the doors or anything. It just updated the ID, and if the name was in the chapter or title, it updated those, but none of the doors. And it and the first door, the one linked to the C chapter files, linked to the same name, but with the T the prefix, because most of those pages were named after the chapter name until I renamed the pages. So I need something that I'll have to think for a second. Yeah. General idea was matches file name, chapter numbers and text correct, chapter sequence is correct, metadata files are just not standard. Title page naming, multiple page variants per chapter, rewired intra-chapter navigation. This was a renumbering script, not a door migration script. Yeah. I'll have to rethink exactly how I want to work. Um, okay, so I need a Python script that will um um first go through each JSON on metadata JSON file. The name JSON not name.metadata.json. We'll update the ID to reflect file name, then update the chapter numbers in the whole file. It's a weird headache sinus. I think it's a sinusy thing though. Weird. Let's see. Okay, so okay. Sometimes it's in the title and description. So if the file prefix contains 0xx, for instance, 001 for chapter 11, we'll rename all chapter to XX. Chapter 12 will become chapter 11. Then when it's done completely, yeah. Compile a list of oh. This is what that current script does already, and it's proper, but I need to define how to fix the doors. Because it's going to have to match the new file, match the old door names, the old door IDs to the new room file names. For instance, I renamed 016 underscore C dash the totem of leadership to there 15, and then that's the same thing. Inside the file is a door too. 016, T1, T0, a deadly turn. The turn. Now, it needs to change the 016 to 015 of the actual file name. Now, there's a small complication that some of the actual file names are the same as some others, with the exception of the prefix. I do that because some of the pages are the same, because I can't do loop backs, and if I want you to be able to go through the same page in a different order, I need to make it a new page. So the prefix is different, but the actual page title is the same. Does that make sense? File name, room ID inside JSON must match exactly the file name. Door destinations, strings that used to point to old file names must now point to new file names. Here, complication, intentional, invalid. Multiple files may share the same narrative name, yeah. Only the numeric prefix differentiates them. Therefore, you cannot fix doors by guessing names. You must fix doors by mapping old ID to new ID. This is the missing piece, the correct strategy. This is the key. Build a map from JSON contents. Before changing anything, for old ID equals whatever data ID used to be, new ID, file name minus JSON. Once you have that map, door fixing becomes trivial and safe. What the script must do in order. Scan all non-metadata JSON files. Read each file's existing ID. Record old ID equals new ID from file name. No, convert old ID to new ID from file name. Update ID, chapter numbers, and title, chapter description. Update every door destination. If the destination exists in the map, replace it. Otherwise, leave it alone. Important. Save. Okay. Yeah. See, it's actually kind of cool because it's just kind of articulated. So, in other words, I'd probably be able to write my own. I'm not going to write my own just because it's going to take a lot of extra time, and I have to go, okay, how do I open a file again? What do I do? The loops and whatever. It's still easier to let it do it. But now I understand here, and this is if I were writing something myself, this would kind of be like the algorithm, right? This would be the algorithm, and then I'd follow the algorithm. Dropping police officer problem he described. Import OS JSON re helpers extract chapter num, load JSON path, save JSON, scan files, and build ID map. Step 2, update contents. File name and room files. Yeah. Page files are reused, narrative names are identical. Okay, never breaks. Well, sanity tips, optional but smart. Run it and everything. Yeah. No need for a dry run mode, and I actually make a copy of the original file, files into the folder I'm going to run the script in, so that if I need to, I just recopy the files over. In this case, okay, so let's go back to rooms. Let's go back to, I'm going to start with 11 again. There we go, and then we're just going to copy. Oh, I could have just went in the old rooms. Anyways. Paste. All files replace. Okay, good. Go ahead and copy this. Let's actually open up. We're gonna open up button chapters. Select all. We're gonna delete instead of replacing, and then we're gonna paste, and then we're gonna save it. That's actually the cleanest work for this kind of refactoring. And you give us runs original source photo line touch. Recopy if anything fills off. Now have to play change is way better. So look at this. 3 messages are remaining. I mean, I didn't even do that much. You know? It's kind of weird. Okay, let's see if it did it. And instead of, I'm going to open all of these. I'm just going to check all of them. Open text editor. Chapter 11, chapter 11. Yeah, that's the same. That's fine. Okay, right, yeah, because I did the same thing in there. I didn't change the title or anything there. It's still chapter 11. The Gnome Kingdom. Okay, see the Gnome Kingdom, which is 12, which is the next one. Chapter 12, chapter 12, chapter 12, Gnome Kingdom. T1, P0, the Gnome Kingdom. That's fine. Terror in the Skies. Oh, Terror in the I haven't got to Terror in the Skies yet. Wait, let's go back to here. Oh, yeah, go to the Gnome Kingdom title page, then Terror in the Skies was 13. 13, 13, 15, 14, 15. Okay, now we got the totem leadership. Okay, so 15, the totem of leadership, which is correct. A deadly turn. 15, a deadly turn. 15, a deadly turn. 15, taking care of Wrath. We're going to follow Wrath and the rest of the Wrath's clan. So 1, 2, and 3 pages 1, 2, and 3, and they're 15s. Wrap, Chapter 15, Total Leadership, title. Actually, everything looks good. Go to the rest of the last plan. Okay, awesome. Awesome, awesome. Before outside looking in. Wait. Let's go back here. Oh, right. So this leads to chapter 16. This leads to title page. Awesome. Awesome. That actually works. That does seem to work. Okay, since I do have... Okay. Since I did have those on those backup, let's go ahead and we're going to cut. We're going to copy. Copy. Paste. Replace. And it should have the same. Okay, so now we're in rooms and right. Let's go to 10, which goes to C, Much Ado About Quicksilver, which is chapter 11. And everything looks like it works fine. It looks good. Everything seems to have worked. I need to test to see if it loads into the redot editor correctly. I'm going to have to change conversations, which means I'm going to have to copy the initial text that I used here, modify it, and then also add on the 7-step process. Yeah, I don't need to do anything fancy. The lines will show me where it's broken, and we'll see if the um, favorites. Open a new tab. Okay, so we'll just see. It'll show broken if it's broken, but I fixed 10 yesterday. I renamed yesterday, and everything seems to have updated here. So everything should be normal, but we'll see if I left anything out, did anything weird. Yep. Okay, there is something weird we did do here. I wonder. That's chapter 8. Chapter 10. Oh, you know what I did? I think what to do about fire up the machine. Okay, yeah. If I go in the door here, I guess I just didn't update these two when and that was a manual update. So everything else seems to be okay. So if I copy this, I go into here and paste and do the same thing here, paste that, and we save it, and reload save scene, make sure everything looks good. Okay. Okay, and the rest of these, okay, and then 16 should be fine. 15, because that was all renamed internally. The only reason that these were gone is because I had only updated one page. I didn't update all 3 pages that actually went to there. So everything looks good. Good. Okay. Vigilant wallpaper. Save. And it's my actual proper. Okay, let me do something real quick. Um, let's minimize that. So the question is, new window. Get chicken. I might have to switch back to that. Didn't I put it in here? Probably went into downloads, I suppose. Switchline wallpaper. Awesome. You have to change the stupid. Uh, that's not it either. I forget. You have to do. Stretched. I forgot there is a way to here. Uh, a guy on the Redot Discord or yeah Redot off topic channel Discord Redot Discord off topic channel uh was showing his desktop background. I said that I like that because I do. Let's see if I can see everything. Um, might make it bootyful. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad, right? Nice high def picture and whatever you want, whatever you want. Okay, so let us go. Okay, so what am I working on next? Am I just let me see. At least the background's good, right? Um, Let me think for a second. Drink some water. I think now is the time I go back to the whole decision point thing, and to do that, I'm going to have to um yeah, I should think about that. Hmm. I guess the next deal is to break out all the title pages and make them individual files. Okay. And I can do it for all three chapters, I believe. But we'll do that. Let's see. Let's try. Okay, let me think for a second. Um, Now I normally would want to do 2 chapters a week, but I have 3 chapters in the story arc, and and then the other thing to do is to let me think for a second. Um, it's Wednesday. I'm almost partly done with part one for today. Um, and then I have Thursday and Friday only. Now, I could attempt to get all 3 chapters done by the end of Friday. Not that much time, and I'd have to make sure that I don't like sit around and kind of goop off here. That means I have to get into it hardcore, and in just a second, I'll give myself the 5 minutes so it gets to 12:30, and then I break at 1. So actually, this thing will be just making those extra pages. Um, so this part, breaking them out, basically breaking out the pages. And by breaking out, I mean what I do is I'll copy them. Uh, I'll copy each of the title pages, and then I'll give them a name. I'll give them a title. I'll make sure that they only encompass the single story beat in each of the pages, and then I can worry about actually adding decision points. And the decision point thing is going to be take the longest. Now I'll probably go through ChatGPT again. Actually, maybe. I guess I can stick with this conversation. It's getting a little long in the tooth, but well, I guess what I'll decide to do is I'll decide that I'll start a new conversation as soon as I get these three chapters done. When I get those three chapters done, then I'll go in and take the copy the my little opening statement, copy the 7-step process, and so that when I go to the new chat, it kind of knows where I left off, so to speak. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do, right? So we're gonna do kind of this marathoning. I'm gonna marathon these three chapters. Wonder something. I wonder if I can't do um. What if I can complete a chapter in part two? One chapter per 90 minutes. It's gonna be kind of like a quick. It's gonna be have to be super lightning quick, and I can't fool around. I know I'm fooling around right now, but I'm giving myself a couple more minutes before I start on this thing, where I'm gonna try to shotgun as much as I can, um, and I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna try to really see how much I can crank out. Actually, ideally, it would be totally awesome. Not not totally doable necessarily, but it'd be totally awesome if I could do we'll say 2 chapters a day. In other words, today it would only be one because it'd only be part two when I finished that chapter. But then tomorrow, if I was doing it right and I got on it and I focused and I tried to make sure I didn't take too long to think it through or to converse, then I get the other 2 chapters done tomorrow. Sorry, pardon me. And then on Friday I would maybe Friday what I do is I get Terror in the Skies done because that's not a that's a complete arc in itself. It's not really, but it is kind of. It's basically where it's basically a battle in the sky that Sir William has with the Black Knight, and it's only like a single chapter's worth. So um like on Friday, what I'll do is I'll do the new conversation things. It'll take a while, and my first part of the day will be that. Um, First part of the day will actually, I mean, I might actually work on it, but like I'll allow myself the whole day, assuming that I could even get it done in a single part. But that way, Friday, that way we'll have had. Hey, maybe by Friday I'll have 4 chapters done. If I have 4 chapters done, that's 11. That's 15 chapters done, and I'll be actually ahead of schedule. You think I could do that? Think I could be ahead of schedule? What do you think? It's like 2 people in Rumble, one of which is me. So there's one person in Rumble. There's one kick in Twitch, which I can't tell if that's me or not because I'm not looking at the regular page that a person would see if they were watching a Twitch or a kick stream. I'm not at my dashboards on those. And then YouTube, I'm at the dashboard there too. So that's why it says 0. It says 0 because I'm not actually actively in there because I don't actually need to do that. I don't need to have a separate daily open. I have to have a separate daily open for Rumble just because uh, I need that pop out chat from the actual video itself for Social Stream Ninja. So that's gonna always be one there. Oh, now we got 3 in there. which means probably have two people in there, which is welcome whoever's in here. Um, so yeah, I still don't, I'm not sure why Kick and Twitch are showing viewers unless you people on Kick and Twitch are actual other people other than me, which means it could be an accurate count. I don't know if it's an accurate count or not. But anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to before my break, I'm gonna try to get all of the pages like broke out and done. And I'm gonna be doing that manually, which means my standard practice of taking it, making copies, renumbering, and then giving them their own title, and then of course going inside and updating the IDs, and that's kind of a tall order because there's quite a few of these in here. So maybe what I'll do is I'll do them like a batch. I'll batch them, right? I'm gonna batch them. So we are gonna do 11, 12, and 14, right? Okay, and so and here let's look at it. 11, 12, and 14. Um, there's 11. That's 4 beats. 12 is also 4 beats. I kind of like doing this. It might look a little like 2 and 14. Might look a little too uniform, but this kind of works as far as, like I said before, when I was watching 24, um, we would watch like 2 at a time. Sometimes 3 at a time. 3 at a time would mean like a full movie length, like a full 2 hours. But they seem to have write the episodes in 24 in like two episode like arcs, right? So that's kind of the way this is working here. Although this is a three chapter arc, but so it kind of works like a 3 act structure kind of thing. Um, okay, chapter 14, back to the mines. That's 4. Okay, so they're gonna each need 3 copies, 3 copies each, 3 copies each. Okay, so let's go ahead and copy. Uh, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing with this one. Copy. 1, 2, 3, and then 14, right? 14. Copy. 1, 2, 3. All right. Now I have to do the renames, the renumbers. Okay. And these are T0 is the same, but the pages are the pages. Are No, pages are the same. Page 0, because the title page, the first page is always the story beat page. You might say is always page 0. Okay, but title 1. So that means this is gonna be title 4. Rename to title 3. Rename to title 2. And then we got title 1. So we're going to do the same thing here. Rename. 4. Rename 3. Rename 2. Now we got 1, 2, 3, and 4 there. And then what should do about Quicksilver? Which is not going to be the name of it. We're going to rename this. We're going to Actually, I can rename this. I can actually go forward here just because. No, I can't go forward, can I? That's all right. Rename title 3. Rename title 4. Doesn't matter which one they're in. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the next thing is about titling them. Let's see. Okay. And I'm going to title them via the file name and then go and fix the internal title. So all we're gonna do is we're just gonna title we're gonna title these, okay? All right, so let's go to 11. I could call it Fire Up the Machine, couldn't I? Okay. In fact, let's do that. And so we are going to rename this Fire Up the Machine. Okay, what's number 2? The search for dad. Well, he already. This is actually the end of his search for his dad. Yeah, I could later on when I expand these out, I could expand his story out so where you get to play at an earlier part of the game, a different part of the game, you can actually play his search for his father. So I might do that. Um, oh, this is not. I have only 22 minutes left, so I need to be quick about this. What do I want to rename this? What do I want to name the title here? Um, the oversized dwarf. Sure. Oversized dwarf. Perfect. Okay, what do we want to name this one? Go back. What's this one? This is the Gnome Kingdom. The Mines of Sadness. Mines. The Mines of Sadness. Because he's sad his dad is. What he was lost, but at least he caught up to him. But also the sadness refers to all the people slaving away for Max and his mines. So okay, let's rename this last one title 4. Okay. Um, yeah, they talk for a bit. Roland learns. Max seems to be Um, a lot of ore. A lot of ore. Okay, good. That works. That works as far as these goes. Okay, let's open up the Gnome Kingdom, chapter 12. We're gonna put this on the side. Okay. The Gnome Kingdom. Now, okay, I called it the Gnome Kingdom. It is about that, but it's not about that. They're going into the Gnome Kingdom. I almost should rename this completely. Uh, I could call the Mines of Sadness the Gnome Kingdom. And then I could rename a lot of ore into the Mines of Sadness. I don't know. Kingdom. Might should call this something differently. This isn't about the Gnome King. It is, but it isn't. Like actually, what's this chapter about? Let's see. Roland walks in. Count. Okay, so Hubert, Roland, and the Count are now all together. Uh, talking about the Gnome Kingdom. Into the mines to free the slaves. Okay. A new purpose. Nah, let me think. I'm also thinking about actually chance meeting. It's not chance though. A new meeting. A new. What am I looking for? I don't got very long. I need to hurry this up. Hurry this up, Keith. Hurry it up. Uh, Roland meets the Count. Roland. Roland joins the party. Um, a new introduction. Roland meets the gang. If I'm gonna, and I'm not sure that I'm gonna do this, but if I'm going to add some decision points in here about how he finds Hubert, yeah. Roland. Okay, for lack of a better term, I'll call this Roland's new quest. MS2 Roland's. Um, a new quest for Roland. Call that new quest for Roland. Then, okay, so let's go ahead and see what this one is. Uh, uh, the final, say the final piece of the puzzle or the final puzzle piece? The final piece of the puzzle. Okay, final piece of the puzzle. Okay. And then, right. Okay, so let's rename this one to, what's we're gonna rename this one to? Okay. Uh, this is gonna be, not only is Hubert gonna end up going to get his magic back, Sir William is going to do a final showdown with the Black Knight. So, something to do with plans, the new plans, or um, to stop a madman. Prelude. Um, um, what's the purpose? What's the purpose of this? I need a name. Um, Taking care of business. Going to take care of business. Hubert and Sir William head to the castle. John and Roland head to the mines. Here, I guess. Underground and in the air. That sounds good. Underground and in the air. Okay, and then the final one here for this chapter. Shoot, I'm not gonna even get the naming done. Well, I'll get the naming done. I'll get the naming done. I won't get the rest of it done just yet, but we'll see. Gnome Kingdom. Okay, so what's the last one? Okay. Off in the distance. Black Knights and Flying Wizards. And Flying Wizards. Awesome. Now, next thing we need to do, okay, we need to not tear in the skies, back to the mines. Okay, so now let's go to 14. Back to the Gnome Kingdom, locate Master Office. Okay, so let's rename this attempted rescue. It's pretty easy. Let's go ahead and rename this. What do we want to rename this? Let's check it out. Tables turn. It can be funny and, turn tables. Tables turned. I'm gonna rename this. So I haven't decided whether or not them getting recaptured is part of the plan. I think I might want to like to do that better. When if you ever watch the old Mission Impossible TV series, not Tom Cruise movies, but the original series. The original series was based on a book called The Big Con, and the show was about the Impossible Mission Force, the IMF, the team would go and they'd affect some sort of change depending on what it was. Sometimes it was to get rid of somebody. Sometimes it was to make them think something else happened, so they get arrested or whatever. And so it was relying on conning the bad guys you know, out of whatever they're trying to do. usually involved some sort of arrest or some sort of occasionally their own people like turned on them or whatever. And so not in the maybe not in the first season, but towards the second season, every mistake that the IMF seems to make, uh, at first looks like it's an accident, like it's something they have to overcome, but then later, it turns to be more like it's planned. It's like every mistake is planned for, and so the attention isn't really um, like whether or not they're getting caught, but it's just more like how they get them to think that they're caught, and really they kind of created a trap for them, you know. Why did I say that? Oh yeah. Um, tables turned. Oh yeah. So they get captured uh when they go in there, and then of course they turn over they overturn the thing there. And so at first I was going to do a thing where they got captured, but I think it's going to be like part of the plan. Part of the plan is going to be that the fact that they wanted to get captured on purpose so that they could get everything in place. In fact, that means that Hubert's thing that he does there at the end is also planned. Okay, so what am I call this? I'm almost done. I gotta finish these two things and then I'll go on my break. Okay. Um, attempted rescue. Tables turned. Freeing the slaves. And then this one, rename that to what? Shouldn't be that hard. Back in the mines, dumb guards easily overpowered if they hear what sounds like an explosion. I might have to rejigger this a little bit so that Hubert pops out um, at the end here. This isn't freeing the slaves. We're gonna call this freeing the slaves, and then this one we're gonna call explosion in the mines. Explosion in the mines. Okay, so it looks like now at least I got them all named. Okay, so with that, I am gonna call it a break, and I will be back in about an hour. I want to say thank you for watching part one. I will see you in an hour.